I'll be playing Kolgrima. She is a Scourge Azamar and a Paladin. She's, pretty sturdily built, 5'7", 165 pounds. She's got platinum-colored eyes and silvery hair. Also generally attractive. Though she sometimes hides that because, she doesn't want to draw too much attention. So generally, she's going to be wearing casual clothes, right? She is a bodyguard for Mayloon War Dragon's young son, and she's also his sort of trainer and weapons master. So she's not wearing her armor or anything too often around Waterdeep. And so she likes to wear, good, rough, sturdy clothes, usually with some sort of leather harness across her chest. So although she appears to be, sort of a young woman, she's actually, as an Asmar, she is sort of a celestial origin, and her skills and their development go a lot far back than her outward age would appear. As a divine warrior, her skills were honed far from the material plane, so she's not a native to Toril, but much of these were lost due to certain backstory reasons, which will come out later in the game. She started adventuring or living on the material plane about 6 summers past. And she came to Waterdeep to seek out Mayloon War Dragon. So he has a reputation as a, pretty famous human warrior. And she'd once saved him from death in battle. And she very much felt like he had these strings of fate that were starting to, weave around him. And so she decided to preserve his life. And so she's been trying to stick close to him ever since to see how that fate plays out. Well, she's unclear as to what this sort of destiny is. Again, it's sort of like this very intuitive feeling she has around him. So she's been trying to wait patiently for it to manifest. But, she's starting to grow impatient, regular sort of humdrum city life. She's not used to this sort of thing. And currently, that's sort of her primary goal. She's not in it for wealth or anything like that. But she does admire and aspire to be sort of this a warrior seeking a glorious death, but hopefully not too soon. So the most memorable moment and the reason she started living on the material plane was this incident with Mayloon. She had been watching this battle unfold sort of from the sidelines and noticed that Mayloon someone was sneaking up on him while this battle is raging and about to plunge a sword through his back. And because she had felt this connection with fate and everything, she turned the blade aside using magic. So Mayloon hasn't ever found out that she was there or that she saved his life because she doesn't want to sort of interfere with this fate that she's sensed. Right. She doesn't want to be a direct participant in it. So, yeah, that sort of fateful decision for, again, reasons that will eventually arise, got her sort of stranded in the material plane. And, she sort of had to pick up, a totally different life than what she had before. So everything that she's been going through over the past 6 years has been a result of that decision. I think she's starting to build a strong relation of mutual respect with Vekorovus. Although he is small, don't tell him that, and his race's reputation is not one for honor or glory or, being a capable warrior. The courage he's displayed thus far is starting to, form a bond. Maybe it's sort of this competitive thing, right? They're going to be sort of trying to one up each other. Who knows? But he's at least starting to earn her respect. Matthias, on the other hand, strikes her as kind of a simpering little coward guy. He's, he doesn't like to get involved into the midst of a fray. He's, very overly cautious, maybe, and has, it seems he has concerns that Kolgrima just can't identify with. She's like, he enjoys being in this, like, having these connections to sort of the less reputable, in Waterdeep, or at least, it's indicated he knows things about this. So, that it's just not her scene, and what she's seen so far just hasn't been very impressive in her eyes. Immoral isn't much better. A man who likes words and the rule of law more than taking action. But, elves are, they're weird people. She hasn't had very much dealing or close dealings with elves in the past. And Rain, a strange little pixie, but Kolgrima admires her delight for the world. Again, Kolgrima has not been on Toril that long, so she hasn't seen a lot of it, and most of what she's seen is, from the perspective of the battlefield. And so Rain's sort of curiosity and such is sort of like, I don't know, it brings a little light to what seems to be this emerging political underworld situation, and she seems to have fairly strong magics, helpful, though, Kenku might decide otherwise.